Oh. Yeah, it's dangling around my lip. I'm gonna have to fix that.
Ring a ding 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 ding. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Thing's dangling in here. For what? Okay. Okay. We rolling? How do I look? Am I cool? Okay. We're back. You look good. What's that? You look good. We're back. Take a moment to just... Okay, well, we got another one today. Very special one. Very special one. One of graffiti's fucking most legendary. This Bubski has put in a lot of work. Made a lot of styles for other people to use. Done a bunch of crazy shit that a lot of people will never do. We've never done. So, it's important that we get this. This is legendary. Okay. So, we got my boy Isrek, AUB 159 DFS. Now, if you just want to start real basic, we're just going to go into the good old, how'd you get your name, Isrek? Well, back in the good old days, I actually used to write Israel. And I found out somebody else was writing ISRL. So out of respect, I changed it. Took out the L, added the E and the K, which in that time I thought was a good idea, but added an extra letter to my name, so it made it a little bit more difficult. Takes a little longer to paint.
Do you remember the first spot you got with Isrek?
No.
Do you remember the first spot you got when you got into graffiti? Or whoever took you out, or did you just do it yourself, or?
I don't know. No. Well, maybe it was a tunnel or a rooftop. It was one of those, a tunnel or a rooftop. Or it could have been either. I don't remember.
You told me you started through one of your homies' Detox, right?
Yeah, well, I first seen him, well, actually how I got introduced to graffiti as a whole, my friend, Detox, stole this bike, and while we were hanging out somewhere, I don't remember where, I saw him etch his name, Detox, into the bike, and I was like, what are you doing? And he said, I'm getting up on this bike I stole. And I was like, well, your name is Christian, not Detox. And he's like, well, no, I'm getting up my alias name. And I asked him what the fuck he was talking about. So then, well, first he was really confused, But then he said, let me just show you. We went back to a friend's place, and he showed me this website called 50mm Los Angeles. And I was just blown the fuck away. It was pretty crazy. I was really impressed with what people were able to do with spray paint. I mean, I was just hooked. Completely just addicted.
After that?
Yeah, I was just blown away. I thought it was the coolest thing at that time in my life.
And then how'd you start to get involved with AUB?
With AUB,
try not to move too much.
well, I started painting with some friends in Orange County that were affiliated, and then through them I got asked to go to a meeting, and they were telling me they were interested, and I was really stoked because they're a crew from my side of town that I was really inspired by and really looked up to. A nice handful of people in the crew, so that was awesome.
And so when you were first starting to paint, you were kind of just Southern California area originally?
Yeah.
That's where you started painting?
Yeah, Orange County and then Los Angeles. Started painting in Orange County. Sort of where I started growing up once I moved to the U.S. And then I've seen graffiti before I knew what it was, but I just didn't really pay much attention to it. I just thought it was kind of cool, but I didn't know what the fuck it was, what it took to paint the spots that I saw. I thought it was as simple as just like, you walk up to the place and then you paint. I didn't know it was illegal. I didn't know what the fuck I was seeing, or I didn't understand it. But the way I got into, I'd say more so into Los Angeles, is because of this crew called 159 that I got involved with. And they pretty much taught me the basics. This was before AUB, but they really, I think they really made me like up the level of my game a lot, because they were completely egotistical, typical graffiti writers. They always wanted to paint the biggest, baddest shit. And I was this little fucking, rookie from Orange County. I just knew how to paint really well. I picked the creative side of graffiti a lot faster than some, or I should say a lot faster than some of those people in the crew. So once they introduced me to what it takes, painting really big and really trying to one up everybody that's in the spot that you're gonna go paint. They sort of handed me that and really helped me, I think, gain more notoriety, I guess, so speaking, in graffiti.
Right, they're the ones that I remember you mentioning that they were putting you on how to paint big.
Yeah, they taught me everything I know about graffiti. I mean, they sort of got me into the really egotistical way of thinking in graffiti, being the dopest, always flossing on even your friends. Just the motive was just, we're gonna go to the spot, we're gonna see what's there, and then we're gonna go bigger and doper, or at least we tried. But that was always the motive.
Paint, I guess, like, what's your process as of now?
It really depends on the type of spot that I'm painting. If I have the leisure to take my time and think about it, I'm gonna try to make some kind of cohesion with the environment and my piece. So that takes a little bit of soaking in as you get to the spot, and obviously you can't do that too much when you're painting something that you have to kind of be in and out. But if I do have the leisure, I always want to paint something that in some way I'm going to be very frustrated with, because if I'm frustrated with it, it means I'm trying to do something I'm kind of uncomfortable with, and that always helps me get to another level, another stage of what I am capable of painting, not skill wise, but just painting something that I used to think was ugly now is part of my repertoire of visual aesthetics. That's very important to me.
And I guess the types of spots, what are your favorite types of spots to paint right now?
Favorite type of spots to paint?
Right.
Dude, you know, that changes if I'm sober, if I'm drunk. Hopefully I am sober, but if I'm sober, I like to paint a virgin wall, preferably cement or some kind of rusted metal is always really nice. Brick walls. Brick walls are great, especially if it's virgin. Yeah, I don't know. That's such a crazy question. Where'd you get that?
I guess it's kind of like people like to paint virgin walls in the nature. Some people like to paint abandoned
They're
spots.
wild.
Some people like to paint, things like that, which kind of goes into my next question, which is like what's one of your favorite spots you've ever painted?
Yeah, well, first of all, if we back up to the last question, it does not matter to me as long as I get to paint something fun. I don't care if it's somebody's garage. I don't care if it's an amazing spot out in nature. I just want to paint. I want to squeeze the thing.
So you don't want to paint, you want to squeeze.
I want to try and find a squeeze, a real good one. You know, man. Oh, but favorite spot. Favorite spot, probably a few months ago, my friend Zones, shout out to Zones, thank you very much. Somehow he fucking found this spot, and it's like this. We had to drive in somewhere in Oregon, and like deep in some national forest or national park or some shit like that. And then we went up this dirt road up this mountain into Pacific, some sort of territory, like up another 30-40 minutes up there, and then parked by this railroad thing, and there's just, I don't know how long it was, but it's just a wall that's like 30 feet tall, all virgin for as long as you can see. Perfect lighting. It was just like there's cliffs and mountains behind you, and just trees. It was so cool. Other than graffiti, I do like being out in the trees, in the mountains, most preferably. So that's always a plus. But if we're talking about painting, I just want to paint. I just want to paint something cool.
Who's some of your favorite people to paint with?
Damn, that's a fucked up question.
Well, it's not like you have to single anybody out and say that's the best one, but who have you had some good times where you're like,
Well, so many people.
Drop a few.
Okay, if I have to be selective and you're gonna turn me into a fucking asshole, let's see, phone, noise, wasp, utter, zones, okay, I think those are like the last few people I've been painting with, so I'm gonna stick with Gia. Gia, he's great. He's a good dude. Am I forgetting anybody? You probably know more than me.
I mean,
somehow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good list, but maybe if you want to shout out anybody from back in the day that was like a good partner that you had, you guys, you know. Felt like you guys...
Shaq 66. Shaq 66. Anybody from 159. Almost everybody from AUB. DFS. Dude, and so many people from other crews. If I left anybody out, that I had a really good time with, I sincerely apologize, and I miss you.
What stops you from doing more graffiti than maybe you would like to? I mean, I know that this is a great question for you because it's not even, this is going to go way different, but what stops you from doing more graffiti?
What the fuck are you thinking?
Well, I know what the fuck, I know a lot about you, but I feel like people don't. They don't know anything really, so as far as what's stopping you from doing more graffiti, like, I don't know what you could let the people know, you know?
I don't even know what I told you. Is it the same thing all the time?
No.
Do we talk about this a lot?
Why aren't you painting more? Why did you used to paint a lot more before, and why have you been painting less?
I suppose it's just not a huge priority in my life anymore. There's other things I really like to do. I love painting graffiti. It's great, but I'm a person. People change. I sort of feel guilty about, not everywhere, but you know, lots of city stuff I feel really guilty about. Not so much like city property. That's kind of fair game. I don't really feel too bad about that, but you know, especially now with the whole virus thing, I do feel pretty guilty about and pretty bad about destroying other people's businesses. And I don't know, there's just so much other stuff I like to do, you know, as you grow as a person, that you begin to develop other habits, other, you know, you have other things you want to do. The thing is, I want to, I don't know. I met so many great people from painting graffiti, which is why it's such a great thing to keep in my life, because I've made so many great friendships, and still now, you know, when I go see people, it's not because I want to paint graffiti with them, it's because I want to hang out with them, and graffiti just happens to be something that we both do and enjoy, so we do it together. So, I don't think there's any more in that. Grew up, or when I first started, or grew in graffiti, what I was shown by other people were a lot of MSK people. Those are probably the, you know, when I started, which was in 2006, we had internet, so we had the luxury, or I had the luxury of seeing, you know, a lot of people's graffiti that was not in my neighborhood. So I'd say Atlas was a really big one, and I'd say more so him than most, especially because I've heard some little short I don't even know if it was a documentary, but it was just him speaking, and I thought he had such a great outlook on graffiti. But if we're talking about aesthetics, I'd say a lot of them is skate folks, and AUB, they were great. A few people there I really looked up to, and had the luxury of painting with.
Can you say who or what?
Yeah, I'd say Zerk, Ryo, Aoi. So who am I missing?
A lot of people.
Well, to me, those were the people I was, I found pretty inspiring at that point, you know.
Right. So, your style. Well, your style has changed a lot. But, So I guess I just want, I feel like if I don't talk more about some graffiti stuff, people are gonna be mad. Can you talk about pushing style and kind of some tips on how to get more creative?
Tips on getting more creative.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Super simple one. Look at more things. Doesn't have to be graffiti. Can be anything. Look at impressionistic paintings. Look at abstract paintings. Go hike up a mountain. Go hang out in the city. Go to different cities. Go to different countries. I think anything that's going to be very different to what you're used to be seeing, anything that's going to make an impression on you is slowly going to creep into your work some way or another. I don't know how, it just happens. If you want to be more strategic about it, start looking at specific things for a very long time. One of my strategies to creating, I don't know if I'm getting ready to paint something kind of big and specific, I would study what it is that I need to paint. I would wake up and I would stare at it in the morning for a while. I would stare at it while I'm just doing whatever I'm doing during the day. And I would stare at it before I go to sleep. Before you go to sleep, super important. Like the last thing you do before you turn the lights off is really helpful. You don't have to, but it's great. Like juggling. Juggle a lot before I go to sleep. You know what I mean? Haven't done it in a while, but man, it really helps for your brain to really capture what it is that you're doing or that you're looking at. It just, after a while, I mean, I don't know if it happens to, I'm sure it happens to a bunch of other people. When I close my eyes, even when I close my eyes or when I don't close my eyes, images just pop, 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 pop. They just come. I can't control it, but you have some kind of a good idea down. You write it down. Hopefully, you have someone to write it down with, or hopefully you just remember it. And I don't know, you just try to make that a reality. Other than that, I mean, just try to do something different. Try to, let's say you're only paint letters. For a while, maybe just start doing portraits, or start doing landscapes, or some kind of still life, or start sculpting. Anything that's going to be different from what you're doing. I think creativity is just taking this and this. You saw this there, you saw that there, you saw this back then wherever the hell that happened, and then your mind just puts it all together, whether consciously or unconsciously. to me, it's both. I try to sometimes force things, and sometimes things just happen.
Where's the furthest place that you painted graffiti from here where we're at?
The Middle East. I'd say that's probably the farthest. I think it's like a 17 hour.
What's graffiti like over there? What's going on over there?
What's going on with it? Well, I don't know. I don't know what part of the Middle East you're talking about, but where I was at, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's just kind of nuts over there. Some of it's great. One great city over there, Israel specifically. There is Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv has a lot of great graffiti there. People from all over the world go over there. Every time I've been there, the graffiti is still there. They're just not getting rid of it. I just don't think people care about it or want to waste money on getting rid of it. I don't know if they like it, if they don't have money to paint over it, or but that's a really cool spot to go paint in. And not just Tel Aviv, other places around Israel as well. And then if you want to go to east from there, things might get a little sketchier, but there's some really cool places to go paint. But I think that's about the farthest from here.
So, where do you see the new decade of like graffiti going as far as being online? Do you think Instagram is still going to be a relevant platform in 10 years, 5 years, or do you think there's going to be something new? What do you think is going to happen as far as that? Because obviously it's the new Flickr or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's here and it doesn't seem like it's really going anywhere right now. Maybe it's getting a little more boring, but it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. What's your thoughts?
I think you can kind of go anywhere with this. If you're just asking for an opinion, obviously that's the only thing I can give you. I don't know. I'm very curious to where it's gonna go. I definitely think there's gonna be some kind of virtual reality play with that that I'm kind of excited about, kind of not. Whether Instagram is gonna be relative or not, I don't know. I don't really care. Instagram is just a nice platform that people can use for whatever it is that they're using. I don't know if it's gonna be relevant still. Could be. Maybe not. Maybe. Who knows?
You think that phones and everything, like everything will be so tracked that it's going to be maybe harder to post and do things like that? Or you think it's just going to not give a shit?
You know what? I think... Okay, I didn't know that's the angle you're
well, it wasn't initially, but...
Well, I think even if they were tracking, there's so many people that paint graffiti, unless there was a way in the future where they like send you a letter and they recognize your face somewhere, because I'm sure that's going to be a thing in the future, and you get a fine or you got to go to court, and they don't even worry about trying to chase you out of anywhere. You're just like gonna be a wanted person from then on. You know what I mean? Whether we have money or not, and you need some kind of chip or card to use money, maybe they cut you off from the system. I don't know. I'm really curious about how that's all gonna happen. Who knows? Yeah.
And
I don't know. I don't really care if graffiti lasts that long. I think it's gonna be okay.
Right. I knew you were gonna be like that. But
that's my fucking opinion.
In 2040, 2050, you think people are still gonna be painting like downtown and shit? You think that's still gonna be happening?
That's...
another thing you're not trying to fucking...
I mean, it could be. I don't know. There's like so many ways this could happen. There could be some kind of crazy security thing. There could be cops on every place, like it was in, you know, some countries I've been in. You know, some countries that you go to, there's no way you're gonna get away with painting graffiti in certain places. There's just no way. And even if you do, it's just gonna be gone right away. You know what I mean? So maybe it'll turn into like, you know, painting a clean trains, where you just paint it, you take a photo of it, in the US at least, and then it's gone. You just do it for the flick, right? And you're gonna show your friends, look what I did, I painted this thing. And then maybe it'll be with some other spots. Maybe that'll be the future. You just get in there, you paint, click, whether it's at night or in the daytime, and then it's gone. You know what I mean? Who knows? That it could be completely, it could be impossible, or that could be a possibility, or I don't know.
What advice would you give young kids that are just getting into graffiti, like now? Or not even young kids, but people just getting into graffiti, I guess. What advice would you give them?
Damn. Do I have to give you just one?
No, give them as much advice as you could, if you can.
Okay. I'd say first one, try and be respectful. Two, it's gonna be hard because you're painting graffiti. Three, if you're starting to paint graffiti and you're noticing that it's not adding to your life in some sort of way, you should just stop.
Is that it? Any more advice?
Man, I feel like those are pretty self-explanatory. You know? I think a lot of people are painting graffiti for some kind of an outlet, right? They're either trying to escape something, or they really enjoy it, right? And I guess if they're really enjoying it, then they would escape whatever it is. Just kind of answered my own question there, didn't I? Wasn't even a question. Wasn't a question, was it?
So you're just giving people advice. Your advice that you've learned.
Yeah. Maybe try to talk with somebody who knows a little bit more than you do. Ask for advice. Ask for critique. Ask for help in some sort of way. And then also try to figure a lot of things out on your own. But when you do need the help and you're not sure, if you have the ability, definitely talk to somebody. Hopefully you're not, doing it for any destructive reasons. But I think at the end of the day, if it's gonna make you feel good in some sort of way, I guess there's some sort of benefit to it. I don't know. I think that's it. I don't think we should make this complicated.
And what advice would you give to people, just in general, just they're out there in the world, just some knowledge?
You gotta build a relationship.
I know you're out here
within the
climbing
process
mountains in fucking mountain races and stuff like that. What was the last race you did?
Last race. It was in Squaw Valley. I think it was called Broken Arrow. This one was just 32 miles, 12,000 vertical feet, something like that.
So someone who's out here climbing 12,000 vertical feet, what advice would you give to people?
What advice would I give to people?
Just some advice.
Work hard. You're gonna want to quit, but you just keep on going. You try to do your best. Try to do your best by yourself, most importantly, and hopefully yourself is a good person, so you're not doing bad by anyone else. But as a second, you want to do good by other people as well. Yeah, you just gotta try and do you, and do it the best that you can, and just try and have fun. As cliche as it's gonna be, I mean, try to enjoy whatever it is that you're doing, and if you don't, try to push it a little bit harder, and if it's really not working for you, then try something else.